So what is more exciting than not only a brand new heist today, a new character, a new perk deck, new weapons, and new achievements all rolled into one? Yes, it's fantastic, it's exciting. Today we're jumping into the Deathwish biker heist, and we're going for the achievement of completing it on Deathwish. That's just one of the, I think it's 5 or 6 achievements. There is a pro version to this too. It is a 2-day heist, so the pro version could be a little tricky. Day 2 is, to me, what I've found is a lot more challenging than day 1. You will see when we get there how tricky it is. It actually took me a couple of tries on day 2. Thank God this was not the pro version. You will also notice, for those with a keen eye, that the 3 people that I'm playing with here, they are all randoms. I just opened the lobby up. But in day 2, I have a couple of rage quitters. I think it took us about 2 or 3, maybe 3 tries. After the first defeat, I had 1 person quit. After the second defeat, 2 more people quit, and then more people joined. We managed to get it, but it is still a little tight, and I am the last man standing, so you got to stick around for that. It's pretty damn awesome. And I know we're on day 1 still yet, and we'll get to day 2, but day 2 was a shock. I'd not seen any screenshots or gameplay of it when I got there. So it was pretty damn amazing, to be honest. It looks beautiful, what they've done with it. So stick around and let's watch that. But day 1, so day 1 is, well, it's a lot easier than day 2, but it's by no means easy. So I'll talk through a few of the at least random things that I've seen from playing it 3 or 4 different times. A couple of times on Overkill, then I thought I'd jump into Deathwish. So what I'm basically seeing on this first day is there's a few different elements that are kind of pulled what I feel like from other heists. So you've got some elements that are kind of similar to Hoxton Breakout, where you have to go off and do certain tasks for the main part of the mission to proceed. And then there's sort of an element from Santa's Workshop at the same time. As you can see, I've got a bike in front of me there with a guy hiding behind it. So you have to keep the cops away from this guy so he can work on the bike. And then the little tasks that we do is running to go get him points. So you can see that there's a guy there. Well, maybe you couldn't see him, but when you get that little, like, aiming symbol next to him, it means that somebody's kind of over him and he stops working. So in order to get this heist done completely and as fast as possible, you need to keep killing the guys around him. And there is an achievement around that too. As you can see there, when a cop stands next to him, he stops working, so it kind of slows down the whole heist. The achievement that you can get for that is on Overkill difficulty above, is to never let a cop interfere with the bike being built. So not got that achievement yet, not gone for it yet, kind of just wanted to play around at first, and get the Deathwish one was kind of the one that I wanted immediately, so that's what we're going for today. First one that I got, then we'll try the other achievements after that. So we are literally sitting in one of the 2 spawns that I see. So you start inside, as you saw at the beginning of this video. You untie the guy, the mechanic, and then what he does is he goes out to the truck or the van and starts work on the bike. And from what I've seen, and I do believe that it is on every time, is that there are only 2 spots where he can go to work on the bike. Now this is one, and this seems to me to be the very worst one, because you've got that godforsaken turret, and the turret just takes everything you've got. I think on the first try that I played this on Overkill, I unloaded all of my explosive bow arrows into it, and it still didn't go. So then I refilled my ammo, and I think I put another 50% of my explosive bows in it again. And other people were shooting at it at the same time, and I threw some Molotovs at it, and then the heist was almost over on day 1, and then we got rid of the damn turret. But as you can see, we got the shitty one. I don't think we actually go over to the other side of the heist, but you'll see it when I ride the bike away. And yes, you heard that right, we have to ride bikes in this one, not cars. But you'll see, and if I remember, I'll point out where the other spawn of this van can be. It is a lot easier, it's kind of secluded on the other side. And it kind of brings all the cop spawns over to you at the same time. So if you do have to do one of the tasks and come into this side of the map when the biker guy mechanic is working on the other side, it makes it a little bit easier. So from what I've experienced, this side is the toughest because of that damn turret. But I do feel like you're a little bit closer to getting inside of the bar, so you can go and get some other bits. So ton of cloakers on here, as you can tell. You'll see a lot of cloakers. Also, a shit ton of snipers at the same time. Now, I would like to give this a try, solo Deathwish. I'm not entirely sure how that would work out. Probably very tough. There is also a bunch of black dozers and school dozers on this one too, so that could pose a few different problems. And there are a few spots there. You can see a couple of bulldozers over there. In fact, there are quite a few spots to hide in, so that might make it a little bit easier. But who knows? I mean, Deathwish solo is a whole different animal to playing with a team and playing just with AI. So we'll see how that goes. Feeling a little confident after my Overdrill solo, so maybe I'll give it a shot tomorrow. So day 1, I think it took about 15 minutes to get it. Decent XP at the end of this one. So basically what happens is the guy's fixing the bike, and then we have to ride the bike, similar to the way that you drive the car in Car Shop. He lowers it down off the back of that truck there, and then one person gets on that bike, and then there's, depending on how many teammates you're playing with, there's other bikes lined up. So if you're playing with just 2 of you, there'll be just 1 other bike lined up, and then if you're playing with 3 others like you saw there, there'll be 3 other bikes round up. So they have to jump on a bike at the same time, and then you just kind of follow the arrows and get the hell out of there. But it's really, really tough when you're leaving. I think I'll lose 2 teammates on the way when I'm riding away, because if you kind of lose the open window of getting the shit out of there, or if you try and leave when it's in the middle of a wave, then there's snipers all around. Tasers will tase you and get you out, similar to the way that they do in the goat heist when you're in that damn car and you're trying to drive around. Well, if a taser tases you while you're in it, you're off the bike, and of course on Deathwish, in the middle of shit happening, that's pretty damn brutal, because as soon as you're getting tased, then everyone and their mother starts shooting at you. There's a bulldozer around, 1 shot, and you're pretty much toast. So right here, this is one of the little quests that we've got to go and get a piece for the mechanic. So I managed to just dart out of there while all shit was breaking loose. So I actually don't get any cops come down here. My buddy comes over and helps me out, but don't really get any cops come over here. It's only a 1-minute drill. Don't have no drill skills. And nicely enough, when you actually go into this little bunker here for the mechanic piece, as you'll see when we're in here, it's actually some ammo in here, pretty much like Hoxton Breakout. If you want to fill up with some ammo like the armory on day 2 of Hoxton Breakout, then you can totally do that. So then it's a matter of running back over to the biker once you've got his little piece, and then basically you just give him the piece and then he carries on. So that's kind of cool. Then he will give you another task once he's installed that 1 piece, and then it's on to the next one. And I think there are 4 different pieces you need to get. It's usually from what I've seen, it's like an engine. There's that piece. Maybe it's only 2. There is another part where you need to open up the bike shop, which is kind of in the door down that little section there. Open that up, and then opens up the big bike shop, and then all hell breaks loose in there, because it opens up a roller door, and all kinds of beasts come in there at that time and make it very difficult for you. But a lot easier when it's on the other side. This one's a bit of a beast. You'll see that we try and take this damn turret out. We eventually do get it, I do believe. Thing's smoking like a monster. You think it's going to go. I think it's actually pretty close to going at this point. So 8 minutes in. This does remind me a little bit of the goat heist, and I'm not entirely sure why. There we go. Turret's gone. Teammates very happy about that, as was I. Now you can run around a little bit. I think there's about 6 or 7 spots for snipers to spawn in too, so that's pretty bad. I'm only using a explosive bow and a Judge shotgun. I am using an ex-president's build. I do have a build video for the ex-president's build I'm using, so I will leave a link for that in the description. Love this build, it's awesome, especially when you get to a higher infamy. I'm not sure how I took that shot, but I got him. So with when you're not, I didn't mean higher infamy, I meant higher level within an infamy. So I think I'm currently like a level 90, so I'm pretty high up there in this infamy. And what it allows you to do is to get low blow and eventually sneaky bastard and silent killer skills. That's why I'm running a suppressor here. So you got some seriously OP skills, and I'm also running Inspire at the same time. And I've got some scavenger perks for ammo, because ammo is always a bit of a bitch with a shotgun. You can see you don't get much ammo here. So here we're going into the next little sequence. Got another 1 minute drill to get in there, and then you'll see what happens once we're in there. It's pretty cool down there. A lot more bikes, a lot more shit breaking loose. So I have found that the ex-president's build is, well, when saying nerf grinder with update 100, I think they gave a little bit of grinder back. I think they nerfed it and went too far with it and then gave a little bit back. I've kind of switched over to ex-presidents now, so that's kind of my thing. Not too bothered with grind. I might give it another try. It was my baby for such a long time, that I think I need to go back with it and just see how it's going now, see if she's doing okay. But ex-presidents for me is working out pretty well. Cloakers central, shield central, tasers are everywhere. A lot of specials on this one. But it's a fun heist, I do enjoy it. I am playing as the new character, Rust, and he is played by that famous guy, is it Ron Perlman? He's got some great voice lines. I would like to try Poco Hood and get his voice lines going, but they probably don't have all of his voice lines loaded in yet. I'm sure someone will come out with a video where it shows you, or you can hear every voice line that he's got. There are some pretty cool ones, especially in stealth. Got some pretty cool voice lines in stealth. So this is the bike shop. Teammates are going down all over the place, and I'm all over the place. Now, I've got to give you my opinion on Inspire. So, technically, it got... I don't want to say nerfed, but I guess technically it got a little weaker. And I'm all for having OP skills in games. I do always think that Inspire was a little OP. Now, I would never have come up with I never did come up with a suggestion on what I thought you could change it so it didn't completely make it useless, or, you know, make it even not worth changing it. But I think what Overkill did with it, I actually do like it. I think it was a little bit too much. You only really needed, if a good player had it on your team, and then look at all these enemies in here, boys. And if one good player had it and 3 people went down, with the old Inspire, you could get everybody up within seconds, and it was, when you think about it on the face of it, that is kind of God mode, kind of easy mode. One thing I like about the new Inspire, because you've got like that 20-second cooldown, is that you have to be a little bit more tactical of when you use it. Or at least I tried to be. So if all shit's breaking loose but I've got my down teammate right next to me, you still get the boost for reviving them by holding F without shouting at them, and you still get that little boost for doing that quicker. So you kind of have to think, okay, well, if it's safe for me to actually revive them the regular way, then I'll do that instead of using the shouting part of it, because you might need that sooner. So I like it. I think it's a good twist on it. It's still worth the point, and it's not OP anymore. So I think it's a good balance. And now if Overkill were to try and change it again to make it maybe slightly better, they could easily just make it a 15-second cooldown or a 10-second cooldown instead. So there's some way to go on that if they feel it necessary. I think 20 seconds is cool. I think 30 seconds would probably be too much, so I think 20 seconds is a good shot. 15, maybe the sweet spot, who knows. But so you can see, Cloaker Central, this is one hell of a doorway in here. So this is a perfect example to use Inspire there, because there's so much going off. So the guy's finished with the stuff I was going to say on the drill there, but Cloaker, watch him fly. I love that. Might put that in slow motion on the edit, but yeah, so he's finished. He heads back to the bike, and then I think we've got just a little bit more to do as he's back on there. It's not... Oh, I said 15 minutes. It might be a little bit longer than that. Might be more like 16 or 17 minutes, but... So it does seem, though... Now, the police are backing off. Another sniper there. Took him out pretty easily, though. Pretty close for me and my shotgun. It seems as though once that round ended just now that we're going out of, that it kind of left us with not much to do, and I think it feels like the round was ending for a long time. Like I feel like we got a couple of 3 minutes at the end of the heist, which was kind of nice, because as soon as the bike's ready, we're ready to roll, and the heist is, or the new wave is starting all over again. So very cool. I didn't think that we would be riding bikes, but I think it's a cool addition. They do ride, in my opinion, they ride equally as good as the cars. I mean, I think the cars are okay, nothing too special. But you don't really have to go far on the cars, or in the cars, so it's not that difficult. There is a few loot scattered around the map too, some coke, some weapons. I think the most I've found is maybe 3 or 4 different loot bags. You just throw them into this truck here. You can see the little symbol there. So round's ending right here. Bike's done, so that ended at a perfect time. So we'll lower this. Then it's a matter of getting in the, what is that called? David Harleyson. I like what they did there. And then we'll get into that. We'll drive it, or ride it. My bike. That's pretty cool, look. And as you can see, like I said at the beginning, the other van spawns around here, where I'm right there. So that's where the van can be. So makes the drive away a lot quicker, or a lot easier, because the snipers aren't an issue there. These guys really don't do anything. I don't know why these guys are even here. Lost one teammate, lost two teammates. I think the other guy's actually right behind me, so we literally just have to wait until those guys go into custody, and then we're good. So that's it. You can get off your bike, and that's pretty much just wait for those guys to go into custody, and that is day one over. But yeah, about 15-16 minutes, not too bad. A lot of fun. Good idea to stick together though, for sure. You can get cornered by those specials pretty easily. Now we'll run into day two. Check this out. If you've not seen it, this looks amazing. I at least think it looks amazing. Look at that, for a Payday 2 heist. Nothing we've seen before. So this one is not the same every time you play it either. There's, I guess it's not tasks, but there's different ways to get through the carts. Like this one you have to cut through two with a blowtorch. Others, sometimes you have to pick a lock. Sometimes you have to move barrels. Sometimes you have to go through this door like this. Sometimes you have these. There's all kinds of different ones. And you come across different enemies as you go through. Some there are thugs in, like these ones. They don't seem to hit as hard as thugs on rats or anything like that. This is pretty cool. Let these things roll out. That's kind of nice. Now, there is one big tip that I would say to doing this, and it's you kind of have to just run as fast as you can. It's really difficult to go backwards and start helping these guys up. If they're too far back, then I wouldn't even bother. But these guys were kind of just in the cart behind me, so matter of just running and trying to stay ahead. You will come across tasers, bulldozers, shields, the entire gambit on this thing, and it gets a little crazy. It's a little bit in the open too. I think there's a turret on the side and there's a chopper with snipers. So it's all a matter of just trying to get there as fast as you possibly can. Now this is the last part here, the last car, and there's almost like, she's like a boss in here. I think it's a female, but so a bit like a boss. Takes forever to kill this person. Taking some serious health damage. She takes some serious shots. And then luckily she goes, you can throw everything you've got at her. Then you get in here, you take this kind of prototype helmet. Then it's a matter of going all the way back. There is an achievement for doing this in under 2 minutes on Overkill or higher. Can't see that happening on Deathwish, but I'll give it a try on Overkill for sure. And then it's just a matter of getting out this place with the snipers, the turrets, and all the specials that are on top of this damn train cars as we go. It's pretty crazy. You'll see. I think I lose everybody. I think it's just me at the end there. But you kind of just have to say, screw it, and just run it. You have to run by everything possible. So hurting a lot. It's almost like, where do these guys spawn from? But I guess that look at all of this stuff. I guess the coppers just keep throwing them on there, so it's a rough time. There is extra loot in that last train car, but I don't think it's worth it. So I lost one there. Shoot that thing at the bulldozer there. I just have to run at this point. Look at my health there. I got like 1% health. These guys just run by me. I grab it, and it's time to go. I think I run by a cloaker there. I thought he was going to chase me. It's just a matter of going and going and going. And then, again, I just have to wait for my teammates to go into custody. And the helmet's worth 4 million. Look at that. Crazy. And that is day 2. Looks very good. Looks awesome. Very tough on Deathwish. Going to be very tough to do this on Deathwish Pro. But that is it, boys. You can see the achievement in the top left. Very, very lot of fun. Not sure about a solo run, but definitely a pro run. We'll give it a shot. I'll leave this on for the XP, and that is pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one, boys.